It was a night like any other, as I delved into the depths of my obsession with the paranormal. You see, I've always had an inexplicable fascination with the unknown, with all things eerie and unexplained. And that night, my curiosity was about to lead me down a path I would never forget. I had spent countless hours scrolling through forums, reading stories, and listening to creepy podcasts. But there was one story that had captured my attention, a story whispered in hushed tones among those who ventured where others feared to tread. The story revolved around an abandoned mansion, nestled deep in the heart of the woods, far from civilization. With nothing more than a flickering flashlight and a recording device, I decided to investigate this legend myself. The mansion's name alone sent shivers down my spine, Blackwood Manor. Its dark history included tales of unspeakable horrors, mysterious disappearances, and an otherworldly presence that was said to roam its halls. The journey to Blackwood Manor was treacherous. The woods were dense, and the path was barely discernible. Twisted branches seemed to claw at my skin as I pushed through the underbrush. The cold, damp air hung heavy around me, and I couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes watched my every move. As I approached the mansion, its looming silhouette emerged from the shadows, and the moon cast eerie, distorted shapes across its decaying facade. The place was a haunting spectacle, with broken windows and sagging walls that seemed to whisper secrets of the past. I cautiously stepped inside, my flashlight cutting through the thick darkness like a knife. The air was stagnant, heavy with the scent of decay. My heart pounded in my chest as I crept through the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, capturing every creak and rustle on my recorder. Suddenly, I heard it, a faint, almost imperceptible whisper. It echoed through the empty hallways, sending chills down my spine. I couldn't make out the words, but it was as if the very walls themselves were speaking to me. Panic began to claw at my throat, and I fought the urge to flee. As I ventured deeper into the mansion, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. The temperature plummeted, and I could see my breath in the frigid air. Shadows danced in the corners of my vision, and I could feel a presence, an entity, drawing closer. In a state of fear and fascination, I entered what appeared to be the mansion's grand ballroom. There, in the center of the room, was an ornate mirror that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The whispers grew louder, and I finally understood their chilling message. Leave, or be trapped forever. Before I could react, the room plunged into darkness. I fumbled for my flashlight, but when the light returned, I was no longer alone. Figures moved in the shadows, their eyes filled with malevolence. I could feel their icy breath on my neck, and the whispers grew into a cacophony of anguished cries. Panic overwhelmed me, and I sprinted towards the exit. The mansion seemed to stretch infinitely, its corridors twisting and turning in an impossible maze. The whispers grew louder, the entities closing in. I was trapped in a nightmare, caught between the world of the living and the realm of the paranormal. To this day, I don't know how I escaped Blackwood Manor. The memories are a blur of terror and confusion. But one thing is certain, I will never forget that night, the night I dared to confront the unknown and discovered that some mysteries are best left unsolved. After what felt like an eternity, I stumbled out of Blackwood Manor and into the moonlit forest. My heart raced, and I could still hear the whispers echoing in my mind. I had survived, but I knew that I had glimpsed something beyond comprehension. I made my way back to civilization, my body trembling with exhaustion and fear. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had been marked by that night, that the entities from the mansion were still watching, waiting for their next victim. I tried to share my story with others, but most dismissed it as the ramblings of a madman. And so, I turned to the only place that would listen, the online community that had fueled my obsession with the paranormal. If you're reading this now, heed my warning. The world is full of mysteries, some of which are not meant to be uncovered. Blackwood Manor is just one of countless places where the paranormal lurks, waiting for those who dare to venture into the unknown. In my quest for answers, I discovered that some questions are best left unasked, some doors are best left unopened, and some mysteries are best left unsolved. For the line between the living and the supernatural is thinner than we can ever imagine, and once you cross it, there may be no turning back. So, be cautious in your pursuit of the paranormal, for you never know what you might find lurking in the darkness, waiting to reveal its secrets. And remember, curiosity killed the cat, but it may also lead you to a fate far worse than death.